Okay, in this episode, I'm just going to go into another episode on starting a fire. Various primitive methods, which I've also gone into, using a ferro rod and a striker. Yeah, I'm using a knife, and you always use the thick side of the blade. You never strike the ferro rod on the sharp side. You're just striking off a little bit on the top here, okay, just like that. Produces sparks and everything else. I'm only have I have one hand here, and so what I did, let me put a couple more sticks on there. What I did was get a little bit of tinder. That's all you need. You don't need newspaper. If you don't have newspaper or whatever, you're gonna just go over and look for an area where there's dry stuff like this. This is all good tinder. Just grab this stuff, okay? That's all you need. Okay, just put it in your campfire. Come back here and put that in there. Okay, so I'm gonna cheat here because I need two hands to be striking a knife with one hand and a ferro rod, they call these, on another. You want to scrape off that coating they put on, that black coating. Then it'll produce a nice spark. So I am going to be cheating a little bit here. Okay. You want to prepare not only your tinder, but you want to have your neck size up. Okay. This kind of size to put on it. Which it could be, just branches. You can get, find your branches, the small stuff. And then you're going to be going up in larger sizes. Okay, so I go 4 sizes. That's what I found. Okay, and like I say, I'm cheating here again. That's from a crate, a wooden crate. And then you're going to be going to bigger sizes like this. That's pine, and then even bigger, and eventually you'd want to go and put on a piece of oak like that. What I use for splitting my wood is right here. Okay. That's where I lay up my wood, so I can split it really nice. It stays in place, and then you're just going to be, whacking it down and stuff. I can't do this on the smartphone, but okay. So that's the procedure. You can start a fire like this with a ferro rod or a magnesium rod. It just takes 2 hands to do it. So that's why I'm gonna just cheat here and just start this up with a butane lighter. One of the things a lot of the survivalists tell you is bring a butane lighter. It makes things a lot easier. But you could do this with the ferro rod. It costs like 75 cents. And the ferro rod's going to last for, for years, versus spending bucks on something like, a butane lighter. But, okay, let me put that down. Okay, as soon as you get a nice flame, just start putting some regular sized tinder on there. Small sized tinder. It's really that simple, but be surprised how many people don't know how to make a fire. I mean, they struggle with it, and it keeps going out on them and all that kind of stuff. You have to, like I say, I go 4 different sizes, from the smallest to this size. After you get your flame going, you don't want to cross all your boards and whatever you're putting on there, because it'll smother the fire out. Okay. And then after that gets going, then you go to the next size, which would be I would say that's, that size right there. And then eventually, after you have a good ember bed, then you go to your bigger wood. Okay. So let me just get a couple more pieces on here. I can't get, this is gonna get hot real quick, and I really don't want to be, obviously too close to this, because it's getting hot already. Okay, but you have to have a little patience here. And like I say, go 4 sizes. 4 sizes should be good on your kindling up to the bigger stuff. But have patience. We'll let this thing get going. Okay. So now I'm on this. I threw in the 2nd step. I'm going to throw in the 3rd step, which is stuff like this, which like cargo, cargo crate stuff. You want to throw that in there. Let that roll a minute or two, a couple minutes, and then you're going to be throwing in the bigger stuff like this. Okay, throw that bigger stuff in there. You want to do this real quick, because you don't want to lose your flame. You have the flame going, and you want to utilize it to ignite the bigger stuff. So you don't want to be hesitating a lot. Okay, here's a piece of oak. Not a big piece, small piece. I'm going to throw that in over here and get back a little bit, because my phone turns off a lot if it senses too high a temperature. Okay, so that's it as far as starting the fire. It's the preparation. I use 4 sizes, but there's also timing involved too. You want to utilize that flame, so you don't want to wait too long before you start throwing the bigger stuff on there. You want to get that bigger stuff on there after you've established a good flame. And like I say, you can do all that, get this thing started with the 75-cent ferro rod, literally, and something to, a piece of steel to strike it with. I like this Bowie knife because it's got a real thick area right here where I can strike it and get a good flame, or a good, I should say, a good spark. And then that'll get your really fine tinder. You need very fine tinder to use these ferro rods. So you gotta shop around, so to speak. And typical bush is gonna have really nice stuff, real fine stuff like this. This stuff will work, ignite easy with the flint striker. It's just gonna take some effort. It take you 20 or 30 strikes. I mean, there's easier ways. I'm just gonna throw that in there in the fire. I showed some 12 techniques of starting fires. in another episode, so if you want to see that, which literally a flint striker and a knife in 1 or 2, 3 strikes at most, you're going to get a good flame to start your tinder. Now, some of those survivalists, like Cody London in Arizona here, where I'm at right now, he's phenomenal as starting. Well known. I mean, he can start a primitive fire with a bow drill. I know the techniques. I can get my shoelaces right off here and get a bow drill from some of these trees out here and make the base piece that the bow drill goes into to heat up the tinder and make the tinder. That's tough. Most survivals can't do it. Cody London, he's the best I've seen. But man, it takes a lot of energy. He's a very strong guy. Just look at the size of his arms and stuff. That's tough. But, if I had to make a fire that way, the bow drill would be the way to go. There's other friction techniques, to produce some fire. But I would go with the bow drill. Just using your shoelaces. You could make a bow drill. So, anyway, that's this episode. I'm retired, and I guess I have nothing better to do than to make these kind of camping episodes. But I produced a lot of camping episodes that I think will be helpful to you if you're deciding to get into camping. So check out Eagle Eric on YouTube, and then just click playlists on the top, and then you'll see a bunch of categories. I go into some things you're not going to probably be interested in, which is cooking. Maybe you don't like you're not interested in primitive cooking on a campfire. I go into that. The pros and cons of getting into these conversion vans and cargo trailers versus buying just a regular travel trailer like I have. But anyway, hopefully you got some useful tips here. And this is Eagle Eric signing off.